Tonight on Schaff Door Company and Jiffy Lube night, the Limited Sportsman Trophy Dash. Quickly the lineup: Carl Stapleton in 33, and alongside your third quick timer, car 02, Charlie Osborne. Second fast time on the inside of row number 2, it's Zero Hill, and your fast qualifier with a time of 16.236, Mike Rush. Your fastest 4 qualifiers in the Sportsman division. They'll go 4 laps. Carl Stapleton in 33, still holds on to that top spot. One and a half laps complete, and Zero Hill trying to pressure on the inside of Stapleton. He can't make the pass down the backstretch. The new leader is Carl Stapleton. Make that Charlie Osborne the new leader. Halfway that time by. 2 laps remaining, now a lap and a half. Still Carl Stapleton on the inside and Charlie Osborne challenging on the outside. White flag. So Osborne and Stapleton will settle it between them. Rush off the pace in 98. The winner in car 33, Carl Stapleton. Charlie Osborne finishes second. Third goes to Zero Hill, and fourth, Mike Rush in 98. Neglected to mention, tonight's action is DARF night here at the Speedway, Dayton Auto Race Fan Club. So if any of you folks are interested in an excellent organization for the benefit of auto racing, stop down and check out the DARF Auto Racing Fan Club table down near the main gate, and I'll be talking a little bit more about DARF as the night goes on. But now it's time for the first heat race in the Limited Sportsman division. The lineup: J.D. Lease and Rick Stone on the front row. Then comes Terry Humphrey Jr., John Strobel, Bob Justice, and Bob Bocook. And finally, in car 72, I'll have to get you the name on 72. I missed it. Craig Parker, I believe it is. And J.D. Lee spins in turn number 2. Terry Humphrey Jr. just gets the nose piece. Tonight's racing action immediately following tonight's events, and every Saturday night's events as far as that goes. So we'll get them lined up again. J.D. Lease goes to the tail, and your new front row is Rick Stone and Terry Humphrey Jr. 8 racing laps for the Limited Sportsman first heat event. The guy's a little antsy. Rick Stone apparently thought the green flag did come out, so Stone, now he slows down, must have seen the yellow light on the backstretch. Keep in mind that, or I guess I want to point out that there are 4 traffic lights, which I haven't pointed out before, around the track, so the guys are instructed and are familiar with where the lights are. And as soon as it goes yellow on the front stretch, the traffic lights do come on in all 4 of the corners. Okay, again, 8 racing laps. Stone, the leader in car number 5, subbing for Bob Gruvall tonight. And now John Strobel makes his way around. Strobel, your leader in car 55. Bob Bocook pressuring him in 77. The Coors scoreboard shows 3 laps completed. Strobel begins to stretch it out over Bob Bocook, and now Bob Justice up to 3rd. Terry Humphrey is 4th. Terry Humphrey Jr. halfway. Now Bocook off the pace in 77. So Justice takes up the gauntlet, and he'll set his sights on the leader, John Strobel. Strobel with a commanding lead. 3 laps now remain. The distance remains constant between your leader, Strobel, and Justice in 2nd, or appears to remain fairly constant anyway. Terry Humphrey Jr. running a lot better this week than he has in the past. Humphrey getting a handle on that 27. Of course, he's a rookie in 1991 here at the Speedway. White flag that time by Strobel, has a half a lap left. And the winner of the first heat race, John Strobel in 55. 2nd is Bob Justice. 3rd, Terry Humphrey Jr. And 4th, Rick Stone. Craig Parker finishes 5th. Strobel from Hilliard, Ohio, a body man by trade. Sponsors on the car include the Ohio Bank Auction, Need More Used Tires, Humphrey's Engines, Next Day Signs, I think that should be, Strobel Body and Paint, and Cyrus Printing. In car number 7 is Mike Cyrus. They told us that Michael told us earlier to mention he is single, so Michael accepting female callers in the pits after the races. On the outside of row number 1, Russ Bob. 2nd row is Ken Sward and Robin Pendleton. Dick Kelly, Jim Cruz, Randy Sward, Mike Brown, and Don Renner. 8 laps. 8 racing laps. Michael Cyrus in 7, your leader. Cyrus, a rookie in the sportsman division here at the Speedway. He ran a limited schedule of street stock action a year ago, and he's been improving consistently every week. Now he leads the fast heat. Three laps in the record books. It's Mike Cyrus, Ken Sward, Dick Kelly. Now Kelly with a fender inside of Ken Sward for 2nd spot. There's a real logjam developing between, and contact on the backstretch. Mike Brown able to recover from contact with Donnie Renner. 4 laps, make that 4 laps are complete. It's still Mike Cyrus. Kelly into the left rear quarter panel of Cyrus off the 2nd turn. But Cyrus still holds on. Cyrus high in turn 1. Now Kelly Moves past Cyrus. The handle going away on the 7 car. And Dick Kelly, the new leader. Ken Sword is up to second. Randy Sword now third. White flag this time by. That'll signify 1 lap remaining. Starter Jim Paul will be waving that white flag. Ken Sword looks to the high groove of Dick Kelly, but looks like it'll be too little too late, or will it? Your winner of heat race number 2, Dick Kelly. Ken Sword is second, Randy Sword third. Kelly, a rookie driver here at the Speedway. Of course, this guy is no rookie. He's raced a long time at area ovals. The first time he's ever campaigned regularly here at the Speedway, and he's putting on a show. Car number 55 from New Lebanon, Ohio. It's Bussy Blackford. Bussy Blackford in 55. Outside in car number 26. The driver is Bill Cantley. On the inside of the second row, car number 21, second fast qualifier from Miamisburg, Ohio, John Vallow. And your fast qualifier, clearly the fastest car most of the time here at the Speedway in 1991 yet to get a feature win. Hopefully he can pull that off this week. Almost a new track record. Don Wetnall in 3, your fastest 4 cars. They'll dice it out for 4 laps. Blackford with the advantage off the 4th turn, but it'll be a false start. The car's not lined up to the liking of starter Jim Paul. So we'll line them up again and get back underway with the late model trophy dash. Again, these are the fastest 4 cars tonight. Probably the fastest qualifying night in the NASCAR Winston Racing Series history here at the Speedway. These cars all turn in very quick qualifying times. So the action very quick tonight on the 3rd mile oval. Blackford, Cantley, Vallow, and Wetnall. Bussy Blackford holds on to that narrow margin. Cantley slips and Vallow steps up to try to move underneath Blackford. Can't do it on the front stretch. 1 lap down. Now Cantley tries a high groove again. Halfway, 2 laps. Log jam develops behind the MPH crane number 55. White flag. White flag. Bussy Blackford, your leader, but Bill Cantley still tries that high groove. The winner will be Bussy Blackford. Second place is Bill Cantley. Third, John Vallow. And finishing 4th, Don Wetnall. the lineup for the first late model heat race on the pole in car number 12, Denny Dean, and alongside in car number 10, Gary Estes. The second row in car number 90, it's Ron Freebus, and alongside Ron in car number 49, Ed Duncan. In row number 3, the inside, car 17, Jack Sims, alongside in 47, Larry Harris from Columbus, and the new Carlisle, Ohio, Larry Harris starts on the tail in car 4. 8, make that 10 racing laps. The 10-lap first heat race. Denny Dean, the leader. Ron Freebus is now second. Up to third, Ed Duncan. 2 of 10 laps complete this time around. It's still Denny Dean. Ron Freebus putting the heavy pressure on. Now Ed Duncan moves up to challenge for that top spot. A tightly bunched pack. Cross flags. They'll be halfway this time by. Now Freebus with a bit of an advantage as they traverse the backstretch. And Ron Freebus, the new leader, he makes his way around Denny Dean, and following in his footsteps, or tire tracks as it were, Ed Duncan. Duncan now tries to pull off the pass of Freebus. 2 laps to go this time around. The leader is Ed Duncan. Ron Freebus second. Jack Sims a good run in third. White flag for Ed Duncan. The winner of the second late model heat race, Ed Duncan. Make that the first late model heat race. Second place is Ron Freebus, finishing third, Jack Sims, and fourth, Denny Dean. Car 61, Mike Ward, alongside in car number 9, Dan Eves. The second row is Joe Hill in 70, and car number 7, Bob Edwards. Row number 3 in car 5, it's Dick Dunleavy Jr., and 52, Ron Otto Jr., and finally Terry Humphrey and Robbie Dean. Mike Ward, the leader, but here comes Dan Eves in 9. The first of 10 laps in the record books. Mike Ward in 61, Dan Eves in 9. They go at it down the backstretch. Bob Edwards is third. In fourth place, car 70, it's Joe Hill. up to challenge Joe Hill for that 4th spot. And meantime, Dan Eves, the new leader at 9. Ward is relegated to 2nd. Moving up to challenge for 2nd, Bob Edwards. Halfway. Now Humphrey off the pace in car 1. Begins to stretch it out over 2nd place Mike Ward. Bob Edwards remains 3rd and Joe Hill 4th. A white flag this time for Dan Eves. Heat race number 2 in the late model division, Dan Eves. Mike Ward finishes 2nd. 3rd is Bob Edwards. And 4th, Joe Hill. Tonight's heat race win by Dan Eves. Mark. Okay, and now the lineup for the Street Stock Trophy Dash, your fastest 4 Street Stock qualifiers. The lineup goes like this. On the pole in car number 66, it's Paul Baker Jr., and alongside in 24, Mike Hamilton. The 2nd row in car 26, that's Gary Carter. And your fast qualifier in car number 2, Dan Brown. 4 cars, 4 laps. Paul Baker Jr., the leader. Gary Carter is 2nd. One lap complete. They'll get the halfway signal this time by. Carter now challenging on the outside of Baker. Carter hard into turn 4. He'll slip coming out. Now Brown moves underneath Baker. White flag that time by, and Danny Brown, your leader, and he brings with him Gary Carter. Baker relegated to 3rd, and they'll finish that way. Dan Brown the winner. Followed in order by Gary Carter, Paul Baker Jr., and Mike Hamilton. On the track currently, the front row starters, in car 73, Randall Borman, and alongside car 23, Mike Taylor. In the 2nd row, car number 69, Clyde Trowbridge, and outside of Clyde in car 41, Brian New. Next up in car 03, Fred Hartzell, and outside in 89, Herb Pennington. Driver change in 28, we understand it's M.D. Warden, I believe the name, in 28. And in car 43, Mike Schweier. 8 cars, 8 racing laps for the street stock first heat race. One more event after this, and then we're going to have intermission. So one more race to go before intermission. 8 laps. Sideways, Randall Borman. He'll short track like he did a couple weeks ago, but this time he doesn't come out in first. You'll remember he ran all the way down the inside 2 weeks ago and came out the leader in turn number 1. Borman not so fortunate this time around in 73. The new leader from the back is Mike Schweier. Second is Clyde Trowbridge. Third, Herb Pennington. Fred Hartzell calls it a night, or at least a race in the heat race. He's out in 03. Schweier stretches it out over Clyde Trowbridge, Herb Pennington, and Brian New. They'll be halfway. Hey Jimbo, the 43 car is the leader. Five laps now down. We're not keeping you up, are we, Jim? Never mind. Mike Schweier, the leader. He'll traverse turns 3 and 4. Second is still Clyde Trowbridge. Third, Herb Pennington. Fourth remains Brian New. White flag for Mike Schweier. Trowbridge is second. Now Brian New moves up to third. And Randall Borman through the infield again. He's going to have to, there's a couple dirt tracks around here, Randall. Well, he ought to try dirt. He likes that better. The winner will be Mike Schweier. Second goes to Clyde Trowbridge. Third is Herb Pennington. Tough break for Brian New. He and M.D. Warden in 28 made contact over in the fourth turn. Brian sideways, almost got it stopped, but not quite. On the pole, Eric Nachman in 90, and alongside in 42, that'll be Scott McCandlish. That's it. Tom Idle is in 35, and alongside in 63, Craig Osborne making up row 2. The third row in car 33, Jim McCauley, and car 44, the driver Joe DeFelice. Then comes Dave Dysinger in 27, 12, Don Parsons, and 25, we're going to have to check on a driver's name on 25. Dale Andrews driving 25. Dale Andrews. The leader is Scott McCandlish. Up to second is Craig Osborne in 63. Nachman remains third. Of this 8-lap heat race is complete this time by. McCandlish still your leader. Now Jim McCauley moves up to second. McCauley is second. And Dysinger takes him 3 deep into turn number 3. Halfway, Dave Dysinger comes out the leader. Second is Jim McCauley. Third, Scott McCandlish. 3 abreast again. Back for that 4th spot. Still a 4th spot. A race between Don Parsons. Now he takes over 4th. And he'll move around, or at least outside of McCandlish. The white flag this time by. Dysinger sideways in the 4th turn. McCauley making a lot of time on him. Don Parsons now closing the gap in 3rd. And it appears Dysinger will hold on for the win. Dave Dysinger. Jim McCauley 2nd, Don Parsons 3rd, Joe DeFelice 4th. Intermission. We'll take a brief intermission and be underway with tonight's feature action. 53 alongside in the front row, 74 Ken Sword. In row 2, it's Robin Pennington and Dick Kelly. The 3rd row, Jim Cruz in car number 9, and 73 outside of him, it's Randy Sword. In row number 4, Mike Brown in 20, and number 12, that's Donnie Renner. Then comes car 33, Carl Stapleton. 02, Charlie Osborne. 0 is Don Hill Jr. 98, your fast qualifier tonight, Mike Rush. Then comes Mike Cyrus, Bob Justice, John Strobel, Craig Parker, Terry Humphrey Jr., Tony Signs, J.D. Lease, and Bob Bocook. Also Rick Stone in 5. 30 racing laps here on Jiffy Lube Schaff Door Night. Your leader is Russ Bob. Russ Bob, the leader in 53. Pennington in 10. Ken Swart in 74 runs third. Now Pennington challenges Bob on the outside. Spin as Charlie Osborne spins in 02. Osborne in 02 spins in turn number 2. 20 or 22 semi-tractor trucks racing 100 laps in addition to the late models. Not on the track at the same time, of course, but that coming up July 27th, the Big Rig 100, the Chevron Dello Big Rig 100. Back to racing action here. 5 laps are down. Russ Bob, your leader. 25 laps to go. Pennington, the new leader. Pennington, the leader. Takes the green. The restart on lap number 6. On the front stretch, Zero Hill and Randy Sward. Laps are down, 22 to go. Bob Justice with a little bit of trouble on the restart. . try it again the next time by, not this time, but the next time around. Car is required to stay single file until the green flag is displayed. Green flag. Sward, the only one willing to challenge on the outside right now. But now Dick Kelly tries the outside groove in turns 1 and 2. He'll try to pull alongside of Jim Cruz, and Kelly is beside Cruz. Into the back of Russ Bob, gets him sideways and takes over third, but he's challenging Kelly for second. A heated battle for that second spot. Pennington still with a big advantage in car number 10. Now Jim Cruz takes over second in car number 9. Halfway, 15 laps complete, halfway this time. And a yellow flag on the backstretch. Didn't see what transpired exactly. All I saw was Russ Bob sideways in the middle of the backstretch, or backwards. Looks like Mike Rush suffered a flat tire in the shunt. Caution-plagued event. It's funny, the feature events a week ago, both late model races, went green to checkered, and we had but one yellow flag in the sportsman division. 16 laps remain. Robin Pennington the leader. Rush back out, but he's at least 1 lap down. We'll check scoring and let you know. They tell us 2 laps in arrears. Mike Rush in 98 down 2 laps after an extended pit stop. Stapleton now with a good showing. He moves up right behind Dick Kelly for 4th spot. Stapleton in 4th. Your leader is Robin Pennington. Another good show for he and Jim Cruz in car 9. Dick Kelly is 3rd. go. Bob Bocook off the track in turn 4. He calls it a night. In 77, Bocook off the track. Front foursome, Robin Pennington, Jim Cruz, Dick Kelly, Carl Stapleton. Again, Mike Rush, 2 laps down. The yellow flag, or the white flag, make that blue flag with a yellow stripe. The last time by for J.D. Lease, that's a layover flag, warning them that faster traffic is approaching. 5 laps to go. Approach the lap cars of Tony Signs and car 5. Pendleton now goes to the outside of Rick Stone. Jim Cruz behind him. White flag the last time by. The winner, Robin Pendleton. Second goes to Jim Cruz. Third, Dick Kelly. Fourth, Carl Stapleton. The second feature win of the 1991 season here at the Speedway for Robin Pendleton. Robin down there with Dave Husky from Schuff Garage Doors. He'll be picking up a $50 bonus. A late model style. On the pole, in car number 94, Robbie Dean. And alongside in 61, Mike Ward. The second row in car number 9, it's Dan Eves in car 9. I already said that. And outside in 70, Joe Hill. In row number 3, car number 7, Bob Edwards. And car number 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Then comes car 52, Ron Otto Jr. Car number 1, Terry Humphrey. 55, Bussy Blackford. 26, Bill Cantley. Car 21, John Ballow. Car number 3, your fast qualifier, Don Wetnall. Then comes Steve Peck in 14. Larry Harris in 4. The other Larry Harris in 47. Jack Sims in 17. Ed Duncan in 49. Car 90, Ron Priebus. Car number 10, Gary Estes. And car 12, Denny Dean. 35 racing laps. flag will get a start the next time around here on Jiffy Lube Shop Door Night. Mike Ward is second. Dick Dunleavy third. Dunleavy up to second. Robbie Dean your leader, but Dunleavy challenges him on the outside. Dunleavy and Dean go door to door. Five laps down. The leader, Robbie Dean second, Dan Eves third. This time by for Dunleavy. Halfway. 10 laps. Reports of debris in the north turn. So we're going to check that out. The leader is Dick Dunleavy Jr. White flag will get a start the next time around. 11 laps to go. To go this time. Dick Dunleavy, Robbie Dean, Dan Eves, Terry Humphrey, Ron Otto, Joe Hill. This time, white flag. Dick Dunleavy. Robbie Dean is second. Their winner, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Robbie Dean, second. Third is Dan Eves. So Dick Dunleavy Jr. with his third, I believe, feature win of the 1991 season here at the Speedway. Car sponsored by Perkins Auto Sales, Frank's Auto Parts, Fast Racing Engines, Krug Auto Sales, Dave's Designs and Signs, and A to Z Painting. some sort of concern about a possible fire on board, so they'll remove the hood, and Mr. Dunleavy will make his victory lap. He'll receive a $100 bonus from Wayne Schaff of Schaff Garage Doors. He'll also pick up one of those Jiffy Lube hats from the good folks at Jiffy Lube. Taylor in 23, and alongside in 69, Clyde Trowbridge. The second row in car 41 is Brian New, and alongside Herb Pennington in 89. Then comes car number 90, Eric Nachman, and car 35, Tom Idle. Then comes the fourth row, car 43, Mike Schweier, and car 63, Craig Osborne. Car number 33 is next. That's Jim McCauley, 44. Alongside is Joe DeFelice. 27 is Dave Dysinger, and car number 12, Don Parsons. Then comes 66, Paul Baker Jr. 24, Mike Hamilton. Car number 26, Gary Carter. In car 2, Danny Brown. 73 is Randall Borman. 03 is Fred Hartzell. 25, I heard the name. I have to check on a name on 25. Then we've got Dale Andrews in 25. Who else we got out there? 28 is Warden, I believe the last name. M.A. Warden, I believe. And then comes Scott McCandlish in 42. And car number 6, Buddy Townsend. Okay, we understand that Street Stock 11 is for sale. It's not out here tonight, but Rick Rodewalt was up, or somebody from his crew, and said that the Street Stock number 11 is for sale. We'll get a white flag the next time around. The car is being led around by the Ches Round Oldsmobile pace car. Racing laps. I don't know how they did it, but we got one lap complete. Tom Idle is the leader in 35. Second is Mike Schweier. Third, Eric Nachman. Down, 20 to go. Your leader, Tom Idle. Craig Osborne in 63 and Brian New in 41 out of the event. Eric Nachman spins on the front stretch, but he will come back out down in turn number 2. Still Tom Idle, your leader. Paul Baker Jr. now makes his way around Mike Schweier. Baker is up to second. And Paul Baker Jr. on the outside of Tom Idle takes over the lead. Baker the new leader in car 66. Tom Idle now second in 35. Running third is car 12, Don Parsons, but he's soon to be second. Tom Idle out for smoking. Baker, your leader in 66. Second in car 12 is Don Parsons. Third in car number 2, Dan Brown. Halfway this time by as the leader, Paul Baker, works his way through the slower traffic. Baker in 66. Don Parsons in 12 is second. Running third in car 2 is Dan Brown. Fourth, a good race between Mike Schweier, Jim McCauley, and Gary Carter. To the inside of Don Parsons for second. Brown is second. 10 laps to go. Brown closing in a hurry on Paul Baker. Parsons is third. Jim McCauley fourth in car 33. Baker's still the leader, but here comes Danny Brown. Five laps to go this time. Don Parsons is third. Fourth is Gary Carter. And now a pass for the lead as Dan Brown takes over. Baker is to second. Parsons third. Fourth, Gary Carter. And fifth, Jim McCulley. Number 2, your leader, down the front stretch now. Baker still second. Parsons on the front stretch is third. Gary Carter in 26 is fourth. Fifth is Jim McCulley in 33. White flag this time for Dan Brown. And they tell us, Mike. And Mike Hamilton is fine. So let's hear it for Hamilton. A hard crash on the front stretch. The race is completed. The race is over. Kudos to Paul Baker Jr. for hopping out of that car and trying to get Mike Hamilton out of it. The winner, Dan Brown.
Happy hell of a nice Father's Day present.
Also, he picks up a Jiffy Lube hat, and he'll get that for his Victory Lane photos.